Me as well. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh, hi,
We
are
freelancers.
first
all over again.
Hi, freelancers. Welcome back to another episode of State of Sprita.
Hello! Hi!
Hello.
Welcome to the October episode of State of Sprita.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, what you want.
First thing first, I need to cut my audio because it's a bit annoying. And then yes, welcome. I'm Jari, and for today I'm just another person chatting. But apparently, Kara took my video off.
I did not. I didn't do anything
Oh.
like that. It wasn't on. Now it's on. I don't know why it wasn't
It
on.
is? I don't know what happened.
Guys,
Like, it was
stop
weird.
fighting.
I have done absolutely nothing. It just had like the no video sign since you
I
came
hate
up.
it when
That's so
Mummy and
weird
Daddy
because I
fight.
couldn't see myself. Discord being fucky as usual.
Yeah, of course.
Please sponsor us.
Please.
Please.
Give Mun Mun?
Hello. Hey, Roll20, a sponsored deal? Yeah. Hello, hello.
Oh god, yes. Roll 20. Fuck it. At this point, we're gonna take raid as well. No, we won't. We wouldn't.
This is the thing. Okay. Our loyal audience that will stay with us forever and through anything. If we ever do a Raid Shadow Legends the sponsorship, understand we do it for the money.
Yes.
Do
Like-
not touch the game. It's a bad game.
It's a
But
gacha
we may
game.
chill.
It's not
I would
worse than
like-
any other gacha games, by the way. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you
I
get a
would like to-
raid sponsorship, they let you meme the hell out of the game as well.
I would like to take this opportunity as someone who's completely new to this fan base to let Shadow know that I will chill whatever they want. I do not have shame. I will do the chill.
I will buy all 7 of your in-game currencies,
Mm-hmm.
provided you give them to me free.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as you can see, we do have another person here with us today, right off the bat. So, shall we go with introductions?
I suppose so. Hello, my
Well-
name is Lily. I'm that new person, and I'm going to be hopefully streaming a game of Shattered Sky for you lot.
Yes.
Part of the Spirita family.
We're gonna talk about it later, and I'm gonna tell you already. Like, I love the concept and I love the mechanics of it. But we're gonna talk more about it as we go on. So, who's next?
Fuck it. I'm Mr. Teak, William, and I run the Sunrise Star game on Sundays.
Yay! What about the person that is playing with a cat?
Hi everyone,
What was
I
that?
am my handle is Corvin Mancer, and I play Regina Balto Ald in the Cerulean Springs campaign, as well as Philetus Nyx Silvertongue in the Sunrise Star campaign. I am also the one designing the manual for Cerulean Springs.
Yeah, doing the whole formatting and stuff. I am so sorry.
Don't be. I spent 2 years learning how to do this. I want a place to actually use my talent.
Hell yeah.
Who's next? Don.
Hi, I am Don. I don't exist on the internet, so I don't have any other names to shout at you. I am slowly disappearing behind the scenes, but I'm still part of some of our games.
Mhm.
If you want to know which ones, have a look. I'm sure you'll find out.
There's only 2 of them.
Come on.
You're only not
You've
part
never
of
reason
one
to follow
game.
one.
You're not. It's not an Easter egg hunt to find out which one you're in. It's a 2 in 3 chance.
Hey, but it is a free view. It is a view.
It's a view. It was a plan. You ruined it.
Precisely. God,
Also,
you
we
know
never
nothing
said
about-
which one she's not in.
Yeah, exactly. Kara.
Hello. Hello, I am Tria Fox.
Yes?
I run the Wednesday game. I am in the other 2 games. And I also stream on my own channel. I am going to be starting Fable Anniversary soon. As in next week.
Ooh.
Now that I have finished the Dragon Age games after like 6 months of playing them.
Yay.
Yeah, that's me.
My little brother just asked if I could be the editor to his videos.
If you can do
Right
what?
now?
If I could be the editor to his videos.
Aw.
When did he ask you? Just like right now?
Just right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you know
called
how to
muting
edit
my
videos?
mic remotely.
Do you know how to edit videos?
I do. I don't want to.
Then just tell him no.
Well,
I told him no. I'm not going to work his hopes up.
speaking of, hello, Mod. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I tried to earlier, but I think my mic cut out. Hi, I'm Maud. I'm in all 3 of our games, and I get mad. Maud Go Rage. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
So, with that being said, little recap of various news as Lee was telling us. The work of a new version of a basic manual is being done, and we are hoping to get it working when it's done. So soon TM as usual, but I think we're approaching a less soon TM. That sounded wrong, like in the sense that we're gonna have
It's
probably
sooner
more
rather than
Approaching
detailed.
the finish line.
Yeah, we're gonna have more detailed timelines soon. Mechanically speaking, I don't think we changed that much, did we? The new momentum is, I will say, working,
New Momentum,
even
there
if
was
it's not
some...
as.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There was some stuff with the magic as well.
Well,
Thanks.
yes, it's mostly rewarding some things about magic. Because it wasn't like in the old version, it wasn't that clear. Now it's a matter of making it a bit clearer, so the rules are more understandable and more like straightforward than they were earlier. Other news. Honestly, news on the system itself at the moment, not many, but we have news on the shows. And yeah, we are gonna we're trying to set up a new stream of another game, of another indie title, Shutter Sky, which is still on Liddy.
Hello.
Hello, would you please tell us about Shutter Sky? Like, how do you envision the project? Like, how do you envision it as more of a just something you like to run, or something or how you want to handle it? Because you're the one doing it, and it's really great, and I like it, and I want to learn more about it.
Well, thank you. Your flattery is greatly appreciated. I use it instead of self-esteem. Yeah, I know. Shattered Sky is a long-running project of mine where I've been dealing with building a system that sort of focuses around things that I'm interested in, like steampunk, Victorian history, fantasy, and sort of magic, just as a wide sort of occultism thing. And I want to run the stream for you guys because A, the community is amazing. And I really like the fact that you guys have created a really queer-friendly space where it's, got very progressive values and ideas, and it's sort of very creator-led as well, which is great, which is why I want to bring it to Sprita. That, and because I want to help out, because I love Cerulean Springs. So what I'm looking to do is get maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 players together, depending if there's the numbers, and run an adventure on the high sky seas, where where people will be swashbuckling and interacting with weird and esoteric things, and hopefully, kicking the Empire in the backside, and generally sort of having a very character-centered, very role-play focused sort of game, because that's what the setting sort of the system is sort of built around, this sort of very like character-led, role-play-led sort of play. So that sort of means, like, unlike Dungeons and Dragons, where there's lots of dice rolling and that sort of stuff, it's very rules light, it's very interpretative, and it's very flexible as a system. So hopefully that's what I'm looking to do. And I'm just looking for players at the moment. I have 1 player at the moment, so I'm looking for maybe 2 more, maybe 3.
And do guys remember that you can both join this campaign and join the call if you have any questions about our campaigns, about our characters, about our systems. Whenever you want during State of Sprita, we do this monthly appointment to keep in touch with you guys, to keep in touch with the people that follow us, and to have a chat with you and keeping you updated about everything that we are doing behind the scenes.
If you want to join us in the voice chat, join our Discord and go into the general voice chat. Also, ping one of us.
Yes.
Since the voice chat that we are live on is logged for security reasons.
Yeah.
Not that we had any problems with that type of stuff, just in case someone wants to come in and just troll us by joining the voice chat and shouting shit.
Not gonna lie, I'm a total counter troll. I will speak over you. You don't want that. I'm gonna insult your mama.
Mo does a voice and he's not afraid to use it.
Motherfucker, did you
It's a
say
very
he?
important service that they offer.
Yes.
Greatly appreciated.
I was about to say, motherfucker, did you say he? Oops.
So, with that being said, shall we start with the various questions for the characters of our shows and about our various shows?
Yes, I think we shall.
I think
And the
we
first
shall.
one is a little bit of a silly one. Since we officially entered October, I was wondering if any of you had like spooky Halloweeny traditions that you wanted to tell us about.
Oh. As for me, not really. Like, first and first, in Italy, it's picking up only lately. Like, I think it's the 3rd or 4th year that I've seen kids trick or treating, for example. So
It's not very
yeah,
Catholic.
it's really not. I know.
In Hungary, I have never seen people trick or treat. It's a very American/English thing, I feel like.
But yeah, I tend to like getting a walk outside during the evening and just taking the air. I try to do that, and well, at this point, for various reasons, I'm gonna have to do a lot more walking. So I guess I'm gonna do it again this these years as well.
It's also one of the only times it's socially acceptable to wear a tattered black dress.
Yes, but I still miss that one. So yeah,
Totally acceptable.
still, I'm about to fix that.
I'm sorry, Lily, you said something but you froze on my end. Would you mind repeating that?
I was just making comments about Liam saying socially acceptable. My God, that makes a differ.
They
I
can't
see.
all live in Nottingham.
So,
Welcome,
anyone
Jay.
else?
Anyone
Oh,
else?
welcome.
Any?
No, my family, we just trick or treat and support the kids trick or treating.
Yeah.
Oh, you bring the kids trick or treating?
Yeah,
Oh.
they usually enjoy it.
I think this year is gonna be a bit weirder because there's this whole thing, but I guess with just for masks, it should be okay. Because you're not entering the house; you're just going there, hand bucket, recover bucket.
I think most of my family are of the same opinion of, nah, fuck that shit. We're just gonna buy a bunch of Snickers.
Mm.
Yeah,
Fuck
nicely
that.
individually wrapped.
Yeah, and just chuck it at the kids. Easy.
Actually, how is it? Is Halloween at all big in Belgium?
It's not necessarily very big, but in my town, for example, the local school community will organize a hike, like a little tour you can do that has a few lengths so that even toddlers can participate. And they will basically they will write everybody in the streets that the road goes through. And if you want to participate, you can like decorate your garden and then you hang up a balloon or a flag or whatever that year's sign is, and then kids know that they can come ring your doorbell.
Oh, that sounds nice.
So we always have a blast with those. I always dress up for those.
Ooh.
I have a
Oh.
partner in crime that will be peeking around the corner to see if it's young or old kids, so I know whether or not I can throw the door open and cackle like a witch or not. Another real favorite of mine, I guess, in like October-esque times is all the like scary mystery type games that come out that you can discover in this time.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything does
Movies.
get a little bit spooky in October, like globally.
Yeah, like movies that you wouldn't see otherwise. I feel like October is also like great springboard for a lot of projects for some reason. You have like the summer project, and then in October it feels like there's a second wave where you can discover new things and try new things.
It's a
No, I
period of
really
renewal
like
in a way, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
For some reason, my headphones have really bad isolation right now.
Oh.
You know, I was thinking about like American traditions about Halloween the other day. Do y'all know about the channel ABC and
Yeah.
its sub-channel ABC Family, or Freeform as it's called now?
Yeah, the
I
31
know
Days of
of it.
Halloween.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I've never seen
Okay.
it either. But
For
I know the
years
name.
they've been doing this event called
31 Days of
31 Days of
Halloween.
Halloween. Yes.
Yeah, where
and
they play
for years,
they play Halloween themed movies the entire month of October leading up to Halloween.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
and it's always awesome.
Okay.
And there's just like a specific quality of Halloween movies. Hocus Pocus. What's the
Haunted
one with Jack
Mansion.
Skellington?
Nightmare
Yeah,
Before Christmas.
Nightmare
Nightmare Before Christmas.
So you have Halloween movies of that quality. And I was
so-
thinking the other day, when was the last time a movie like that came out?
That's actually a very good question.
Yeah, those good family Halloween movies.
I think the last one was Nightmare Before Christmas.
No way, there was
think.
Coraline that was after the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Coraline hasn't really
Coraline's
stuck
not-
around as much as Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, like Coraline's very
Well, we'll say
niche.
Coraline should have.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I wish it was bigger.
Yeah, 'cause
Mhm.
it's a really good movie.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that movie scared the crap out of me when I was young.
Apparently, the book is much
Yeah.
worse.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yes.
It is like. The book is
Are we
actually-
counting Goosebumps?
The book is actually based on
Yes,
like
count
stories.
Goosebumps.
like the stories
Goosebumps
that
came-
Neil Gaiman's daughter have told
Yep.
him.
If you're talking about the live action Goosebumps movie, no,
Mhm.
no, it doesn't
No.
have that quality.
I suppose
Never
like,
mind that. I was about to say
If you sit that
2015.
Kara
there's
was
been a
saying
couple of like Jack
that
Black ones.
Kara, you're a bit low at the moment. I don't know if it's just me.
Okay.
But
I might
think...
have my microphone a bit too far away from my face. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. I was just
Oh,
saying
I see.
that Coraline was actually based on stories that Neil Gaiman's daughter has told him.
That explains so fucking much.
Hmm. Children are
It's
way
fine.
creepier than adults.
Yes.
They really are.
They can be, yes.
But yeah, I
Um,
think the point we've been getting to in this conversation is that no one obsesses over Halloween quite like the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
To be
You gotta
fair,
love
it is
for
my
it.
favorite. It is my favorite holiday.
Aw,
Yeah.
I mean, being spooky is great.
family doesn't
Big
celebrate
Spooky is
Halloween.
great.
It is
I've
great.
seen
I couldn't agree more.
I've seen some of the setups that some Americans made in their gardens for this Halloween, considering the whole plague going around with the tubes, with the skeletons, and Home Depot. Is
I
Home
just want
Depot
that
really selling?
Yeah, I just want that fucking
Yeah,
12 feet skeleton, like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell all different types of Halloween decorations. Last year we saw one that it was just a huge inflatable dragon.
Oh my god.
So jealous. I'm just so
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Spirit of Halloween to come back. Like that was
Oh,
the
it's
shop.
I have seen trailers for it, like the ones that you hook up into the back of trucks. I
Oh yeah,
have
if you don't
seen.
know,
Go ahead.
Spirit of Halloween is the Halloween shop.
I've heard the legend of Spirit of Halloween before.
I have
Yeah.
not.
I never heard
Which-
about it.
Which
American goths won't shut up about it.
Yeah, so
Don't blame them.
Spirit of Halloween is essentially every year at the start of October, this one company will essentially rent out abandoned mall, like outlet mall store sections and just put all their stock in there.
Oh
And
my
it's just, like,
god, that sounds amazing.
Entirety of costume stuff. It's a costume store.
So
essentially.
it turns Hot Topic into a mall.
Kinda. Plus
Yes, I want. Let me
gigantic decorations.
see.
That sounds absolutely great, and I am jealous now.
Yeah, going to
Which-
Spirit of Halloween is not just going
so,
to a store or Hot Topic. It's an event.
Do y'all
Mhm.
know what Spencer's is?
Yeah, I heard
Mark
about
and
Spencer's.
Yes. Spencer's.
Yeah, that's the parent company of Spirit Halloween.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, M&S.
Yeah, so it's like Hot Topic's biggest rival is the one who owns Spirit Halloween.
Oh,
This
I
is
am
not just
surprised.
a Halloween
Every
shopping chain.
This is an
this is
M&S
an act of
Halloween.
war.
Segueing into my favorite tradition, which for me has always been planing and making Halloween costumes.
Oh.
Mm.
What's the one that you're the proudest of?
I made a really good fairy costume,
Oh.
though I will say that the wings would never stay up.
Oh no.
Wings are a pain,
Oh yeah.
especially if you have to store them at least once.
Mm.
It's like this is probably going to be the first year since I was a kid that I'm actually planning on dressing up once I can get all the materials together.
I have the luxury for the first time this year to just be able to open up my wardrobe and be like, okay, what can I throw together? Who's pretty spooky?
Oh no, wait. I just remembered the one I'm actually proudest of. Because I completely forgot
Oh.
about it.
Okay. Now I'm curious. Which one?
I once dressed up as the 10th Doctor for Halloween.
Oh
That's gonna be
damn.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Which one
good.
out of
Nice.
10?
Tenant.
Tennis
if I'm not wrong.
Tenant.
Okay, excellent.
The only one I have experience with.
Mhm.
Well, it's a very well known in the role.
Yeah, I was like, I think I was like 12 or 13 at the time. I didn't know how to tie a tie, so I'm like, Dad, help!
Aww. That's cute.
Very proud of
It-
that one.
Even if I will have to say, I do have a soft spot for Matt Smith, Doctor.
Oh, me too.
Everyone says it wasn't that good, but fuck it. I liked
I
it.
think the reason everyone says it wasn't that good is because he came right after one of people's favorites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, you
Hard
can't
act
really
to
follow
follow.
that.
No,
It's
it
a
was
ton.
also Moffat.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
of
Yeah.
course, yes. Okay,
yeah,
both of them.
Moffat
That's not
is.
the point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you
not
can-
Smith problem, is it? Like
Yeah.
that's the
Hell
writing
no.
problem.
The cocaine was, though.
Smith
That's a hit.
was the cocaine.
Matt Smith was free, allegedly, according to some news diving I did many, many years ago. Matt Smith was super coked out during most of the filming, most of the episodes.
Oh shit!
I
That
mean,
explains
that's what
why it was so hyper.
Yeah, I was about to say that would explain things.
It's like the weirdest kept secret in Britain is how like the BBC has a bit of a coke problem. It's really weird because you see all these lovely like BBC programs, and then it's just like you hear some of the like off the records of like how much powder was on set. It's just a bit, you know.
Ah,
No,
Oh.
shush, you're not supposed to say that. It's,
Have
it's,
no
it's a
interest.
secret.
Have no invested
Sounds like
interest in
Hollywood.
upholding the BBC.
But
Is
how?
that-
But how
okay.
will Moffat get like pick a British icon he hasn't defiled yet?
Oh.
Not really that many.
How will Moffat fuck up Frankenstein?
Oh wait, he did.
Has he?
Oh.
Yes. No, not Frankenstein. You're right. It was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yes. No, he's done that. We know that.
Like, it's very annoying because, especially when it comes to proper horror, I know this is sort of adjacent to Halloween, but it's on topic because it's horror stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Moffat comes for a lot of good horror stuff, and like a couple of episodes are really good. Like the first 2 episodes of Dracula are amazing.
Oh yeah, the third episode was so fucking weird. It just shouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
Wait, the new
really
Dracula?
shouldn't.
Yeah, the 3 episodes.
BBC one, yeah.
Yeah, something I've seen, I've heard someone say was Moffat is really good with pilots and just to show
Yeah.
concepts, but
Mhm,
not very good at expanding them.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I
like,
think that's fair to say. Moffat's great as long as you hit his hands with a stick every time he starts writing 2-meant words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if look at any show that he's directed or produced, the first episode really great, everything else.
It's
He's
kind of like
good at
Hey, that's
single
kinda
episodes.
Quince.
Yes.
Wait. So if BBC has this problem, is that the
Allegedly.
reason for Jimmy Carr's laugh?
Uh,
Or is
So
that
this
just the
this has
gift of
been
nature?
this has been the Diverse 7 discusses cinematography.
mhm, mhm. Come topic of
Cinematography and Halloween.
if it helps, I can segue back in. Talking about Halloween traditions is my family doesn't celebrate Halloween. We celebrate Samhain because it's the Irish tradition. And so it's a lot of telling spooky stories, and we leave a chair by the fire, or if you don't have a fire and you like have a space heater, that works too. Totally fine.
The point is, the feet have to be warm.
Exactly. And it's about food, and it's about remembering your ancestors, and you know that sort of thing. Which is really funky from like a queer point of view, because then you can remember all your queer ancestors who, you know,
Oh.
get to live the
Queer
life
it up.
that, yeah, and maybe didn't get to live with the freedoms you got now, but also, you know, it's nice.
Fuck the church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
Yeah,
Uncle Bob
yeah,
didn't get what he
that's-
wanted, but Uncle Bob was funny as hell, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
What we have in Hungary
And we're
is
gonna
like
miss Uncle
on the
Diane.
on the 1st of November is All Saints, right? So we usually,
Mhm.
when I still lived at home, we usually went to my grandpa's grave, my
Okay.
mom's father's grave, and all that. And we also have this thing called Farsang in in February, which is sort of like
Mhm.
Halloween. So basically, there's this tradition that where people dress up in sort of scary costumes called Bushoyarás to scare away the bad spirits that have came during the winter.
It's pretty funky. We have a sort of similar thing like that for our All Saints in Ireland. Is we don't celebrate Bonfire Day in Ireland.
Mm.
The way the British do, we have our bonfires and All Saints, and people dress up and scare away bad things, bad fairies.
The
And
Irish
the
don't.
English.
The Irish don't celebrate Bonfire Day. They have a day of mourning for what almost could have been.
I think it's sort of the same for the Scottish as well. Not gonna lie.
I had an uncle who always insisted that you shouldn't celebrate failed attempts.
That's fair. That's extremely fair.
Yeah, it is. Here in Italy, not in my area. I'm looking for it because they have a really weird tradition. Basically, they have. Yeah, I can't find how it works, but basically they have this tradition where they go around with this really scary costumes as well. And at the moment, I can't really remember the whole thing, and I can't really find it. But I know that's a thing in Sardinia. Like, it's a really weird celebration that they have.
Mhm. It's
What
a
about
very
Wales?
We have the skeleton sheep
Ooh.
A skeleton
or
what?
skeleton horse. We
Sheep
have
and
Mary
horse.
Lude.
Oh yeah.
So we don't have any Halloween celebrations. We have a perfectly happy and wholesome Christmas celebration where someone dresses up as a skeletal horse and raps at you in Welsh.
Mhm.
That's cool. I like that.
It is.
I'm scared of the concept of Welsh rapping.
Wales
I'm
has
scared
a
of the
fine
concept
history.
of Welsh rapping.
Wales has a
Look,
fine history of Welsh rap.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
If you heard French rap, just know that that's the worst.
Okay. I'm not gonna comment on that one.
Yeah, like we don't. I don't believe we have any specific. Like Wales has any specific Halloween traditions.
Welsh
I'll have a
rap.
quick look. But...
Yeah, but the Mary Lewin thing is really cool.
Nos Galengaeth.
Like, basically, from what I read, and Link is, correct me if I'm wrong, this person comes to your house, knocks, start rapping about why they should come into your house. You need to rap back to tell them no.
Otherwise, they come in and drink all your
All your
cider,
beer.
Yep.
That's badass.
It
It's
is.
sort of
Mhm.
cool.
It works
basically-
a lot better in the communities where Welsh is a first language.
Oh god.
Because
So
Welsh
basically,
manages
Welsh can rap.
the Welsh language lends itself very well to rapping, rhyming, and alliteration.
Mhm.
No,
It
what I
just
believe it.
doesn't seem to lend itself very well to casual conversation. It's like, Middle Welsh and its similarities with Elven, one of the most beautiful languages in fantasy. If
Yeah.
you try and say the exact same things in normal Welsh, you're just going to get a face full of phlegm.
But also, the accent in Wales plays a big part in that, because like, the more north you go, the more sort of guttural stops and like phlegmy it can get.
I think North Wales has also resisted a lot more of the standardization of the Welsh language.
Mhm.
Because so much of the South's population is mostly Swansea and Cardiff. cities, whereas north it's more communities and villages. So they've got a lot more of their colloquial Welsh as opposed to Welsh standard.
The more you know.
The more
Yeah.
you know. How the fuck did that tradition start? When did that tradition start?
Which one?
I don't even know.
Mary Lewis.
Mary Lou, it's like
Mary Lou,
1911.
yeah.
Not very long.
Nobody knows how or why, and it's about
It
100
just
years.
happened.
All right.
Methinks it's a middle finger to England trying to erase the Welsh language.
Oh no, we've got Patagonia for that.
You got what? Excuse me. Explain?
Yeah, I am really curious there as well. What the fuck?
There's a significant. I wouldn't like maybe not significant, but there's a not inconsiderable number of Welsh primary speakers in Patagonia who left during the Welsh Not fiasco. And so there's a little bit of South America that speaks primarily Welsh and secondarily Spanish.
That's so weird.
If I know anything about the English, is that they try to erase Welsh, Irish, and I believe Scottish Gaelic.
Yeah,
It's Gaelic, Gaelic, and Gymric.
it's a long. There's a long history of English. The
Erasure.
English got the warm up to all the colonization they did elsewhere by picking on nearby neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not as brutal in a lot of cases as it was, you know, further afield. But like, it was the practice round.
Wales is considered England's oldest colony.
You know what
Well,
I say?
I think you could I think every country larger than, say, New Zealand can probably say the same thing. Like,
so I'm listening to us, and I'm thinking, hey, maybe this State of Sprita is just like a celebration of October holidays.
I know, right? I was about to say,
yeah.
I think we're getting a bit off track from
No,
our
keep
usual.
Keep going. That's okay. Okay. You want to recap? Watch the show.
Wow.
All three of us. Go now. We'll be here. We'll be here.
Oh, speaking of, thanks to Zaro for the subscription, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Always thankful.
And yeah, I would like to start talking about what we did lately with a little consideration about the super normal one shot that we did, which was fucking weird. Like, that's such a snowballing game.
Oh yeah.
It's so. I was expecting, right? I was expecting that it went like, okay, when shit goes down and you go public and you start dealing with shit, you don't get the counter up. But if a counter keeps getting up, you need to keep dealing with stuff. That becomes a never-ending wave of cataclysms that happens to the town. Because you're just gonna keep fueling that.
Anarchy. It's a living.
Well, yes, it is. But it was a lot of fun. Like, I have to say, it was really a lot of fun. One thing that I will consider is, it seems more of a... Okay, there's this thing in role-playing, right? Where there's this unspoken contract going, do you want to actually play the role-playing game or not?
Okay.
How do I explain this? Say in D&D, right? When you get an adventure hook, yes, as a person, you will be just able to say, you know what? Oh, that guy has a weird scar on his arm that is glowing. And one of the reactions you can have is just, well, fuck it. Who cares? And walk away, right? because technically you can do that, but that's when the social contract like steps in. It goes, I'm putting in front of you something you need to act on. Now,
I would
do you
like
want
to
to play or
object.
not?
I would like to object to this because I think Lily can back me up here. Every single D&D game I've been in, I've gone, wow, that looks like a hard fight. I'm out.
Oh no!
I'm not interested. This seems like plot and stuff. I just know.
Mhm.
Plot is painful.
You are talking to the
That's
guy that can
absurd.
turn a TTRPG into a number crushing simulator. He will run the town. He will not save it. He will run it.
Oh god, yes.
I will
mean literally
advance
my
the
plan
town so that it
for
can save itself, thus allowing me to slip away quietly into the night while it's being devoured by the Trask.
Awful lot of running for Liam is forcing him to do things.
Yeah.
So basically what I was doing with the Sunday sessions. And then my inn burned down.
Also, that's also not taking into account the amount of times you put something in there for flavor text, and the entire party circles around going, "All right, so this has to mean something."
Yes.
I believe. Not to not to stroke certain parts of certain people's bodies, but I believe in Critical Role, everyone just kind of was like, "Oh, there's a chair."
Oh yes.
Like I've read a couple of forum posts about people talking about GMs who talk about that specifically, and how that they have to make sure that everything is by design. Like GMs for certain parties have to go through their like session plan, being like, I can't. Okay, is this keeping in theme? Is this?
Oh
Yeah,
god, yes.
I'm glad we're not big enough for that to be a problem for me. Although I will like I've mentioned in State of Sprita before the door with 3 locks. Haven't I?
With 3 locks.
I don't think you did.
The door with 3 hinges or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I had a dungeon, and in it there was just this door with 3 locks on it, and like an odd number of hinges. And the party spent about 2 hours trying to like do everything. They were detecting traps, detecting spells, detecting curses, detecting ghosts, going back and forth. They went further in the dungeon, then came back to it. They started wondering if they could go around the door, if they could cut through the wall. And all I did was say, yeah, it's a door with 3 locks. It's just got 3 locks. 2 of them don't work.
2 of them don't work.
Oh god. Yeah, no, but I do understand what Lily was saying about the whole having everything by design. Like lately, I've been working on a one shot for an Italian group for Cerulean Springs to showcase the system to other groups as well, right? And I think that's the problem with every session 1. Like the way I see it is every session 1 needs to be detailed to the point of almost railroading. Because you need to account for every single possible option your party can take. After that, you can just ease off and be a bit more, free flow with it. Because then they're gonna be invested in everything, and we're gonna go forward. But
or
the
just
first
know
session,
what direction they've chosen to go in as well.
Yeah.
Or you can just do what I do and throw so many plot points at them they're too overwhelmed to do anything except what I suggest.
Yeah, eventually something will stick. I'm gonna keep throwing them at you until something sticks.
I think all of my plot points have stuck. It's just the party doesn't know if they want to be revolutionary, anti-undead, pro-undead.
Yeah, I like.
I don't give a fuck about the undead. I just want to keep the sound safe and do the revolution.
I want to keep the town safe and then like murder the bigots.
Yeah.
That's the real wish.
As long as the undead aren't fucking with the town, they're fine.
Wait, I'm sorry. Isn't marking the bigots basically keeping the town safe?
Fine, safe for the minority, I suppose. Bigots on.
It's
Who really cares about some elves? Human supremacy hat.
such a
Wait.
weird trope.
It is.
It like I think you get it with elven supremacy to some extent, and you certainly get dwarf players. I've come across dwarf players who run in some dwarf settings where it's like dwarven supremacy, but like the sudden rise in like human supremacists. It's the halfling supremacy. That's my real question.
I've got that
Oh,
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a human halfling co-supremacy.
Yeah.
The
And no
halflings,
dwarves.
the halflings can keep the home, and the humans do all the actual work, and it's a happy cooperative.
ooh.
All right.
Oh, we're going into spicy takes territory here. I can feel
God.
It's
that.
my goddamn setting. They can be like, they can flavour my racism now, but I bloody well want, thank you.
Quite right. Quite right.
You know what? Just for that, the drow are all French.
Somehow they're less. I weirdly somehow they're less annoying in that case.
Just as you
Yeah.
enter this, there's this giant like sinkhole in the middle of the ground. The party looks down it, just quietly from the ground. Hello.
Oh, God.
I'm vaguely getting flashbacks to Monty Python on the Holy Grail. Which is the-
We are coming, no?
Oh, no.
So
Please don't
why
come,
Drow?
no.
Why Drow are you down there? Why do you live underground? Well, the sun. It is, how do you say? Oh, I do not like it.
We stay where the onions are.
Oh,
You
God.
know, and it's a real turn on like that sort of stereotypical French, because like that sort of like Derrida misogyny, sort of that stereotypical French misogyny. It's a real flip on its head when you make it Drow. It's just a load of Drow women being like, oh, the men, they are, the chaotic masculine.
That's just all with those like cigarette holders.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
That's
have
why.
several-
That's why volcanoes smoke. It's just the drow chimneys.
Plumes of Drow.
The real reason they stay underground keeps all the
Ooh.
nicotine in.
Mhm. If we have, they're just hotboxing the underdog. If we have any French viewers, we do love you. We're just being silly about stereotypes.
Yeah.
I'm just being British. It's okay.
Like it's how we show our love.
You get the main, we get the jokes.
Mhm. You get to stay in the EU.
Fuck.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, now I'm sad.
Same.
Shit.
Dude.
there's talk about
Should
letting
really go-
the Scottish back in if they secede from.
Yeah. I'm very lucky that I've got an Irish passport, so I've still got an EU passport. Very lucky there.
Ugh.
And
Alright.
maybe the Welsh will finally do independence.
So,
Yeah.
It's growing. It's the movement is growing.
I know.
as we were saying,
Yes, sorry.
I think my
Oh,
cat
yes.
farted in my face when he left.
Oh no.
Get fucked.
as we were saying, I think the whole supernormal is based a lot on this social contract that I was talking about earlier, like the whole do you want to play the role playing game or not?
Mm.
Because I can see a character just going, okay, I'm gonna go home. At that point, I can argue that whatever I do, I can't see how this can be seen by other people.
Mhm.
It's a bit
Oh, in
like
that case, Jerry, darling, how would you like to go home? Taxi, subway, car,
Oh,
bike?
I'm gonna take a couple points for that, but once I'm there, fuck it. Like I don't know if
Windows,
I'm
bitch.
Just
It's
put on
Yeah.
a kettle. Hi, would you like to talk about your problems?
it's whenever you've got the call to, whether you call it a call to action or a call to adventure, it's always the hardest part of a role play.
Mhm.
So any role play that sort of focuses on that is going to be naturally very interesting, at least to me.
Yeah, there's certainly a certain amount of implicit consent in more like traditional RPGs when it comes to the call to adventure.
And that's why I'm not a good D&D player.
If you look at like systems like World of Darkness or the sort of more, they either find a way to make the call to adventure sort of implicit, like with Cerulean Springs does, where you play people who are hired to go do adventures.
Yeah.
That call to adventure is there. You need money to exist in this dystopian hellscape. So, or you end up with like in Shattered Sky, for instance, you will get randomly chosen by fate, and then some Rue Goldberg machine will maneuver you into position. And it's sort of part of the fun is you don't really want to be adventuring, but you sort of ended up in that position.
Yeah, you find yourself like, in a way, you are forced to go to adventure because fate says, "Oh, I don't care about what you feel about it. You just go do that shit."
What, Lily? Question: in Shattered Skies, is there like the superstition, or like maybe social stigma about adventuring, where if you try to resist it, it's kind of seen as like bad luck or something?
Kind of like
There is
yeah,
now.
there probably is among certain cultures. Of course, our big evil empire probably doesn't, because it values things like conformity and good manners, and adventuring is just
Not
not
that.
done, not the dumb thing.
Well, I think the town of Sunrise agrees. It's just not a good way. It's not a good basis for social cohesion.
I couldn't agree more. I think honestly, it's just bad it sets a bad example to everyone around them. You know what adventuring sorts are like. They bring trouble with them.
Yes,
You
and
know.
they never pay taxes.
They never pay taxes, and they never wipe their feet when they enter the tavern, and
And
I pay my
next thing you
taxes
know,
if
they're
I
carrying out
actually
half
live
the kingdom's
here.
economy.
Sorry,
Sorry,
go
I
on.
spoke over someone though. I only vaguely heard the end of this.
I think it was Maud.
Yeah, I'd pay my taxes if I actually lived here instead of my castle 30 meters above.
That is a good question. Does Mordekainen's magnificent mansion count as a tax haven?
I would say yes.
Just live on a boathouse. You'll be fine.
Not to mention, if I remember correctly, there was this really weird sort of lore bit in which Mordenkainen was actually making a lot of money in our world making movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
canonically, that's what he does. He uses all his magic and spells as special effects in Hollywood.
Sort of sucks though.
It just dimension doors in Hollywood and makes like Star Trek or Thor.
Well, no,
shit.
I think he might be Spielberg.
Oh god, that's a possibility. But then why would he have Thor?
That definitely happens in FC, right? You get like ethercasters and magic users.
Oh god, yes, no. In Cerulean Springs, yes, magic is a really big part of entertainment. You can get, as you said, you have materium casters that have special effects. Like, oh, I need a flame there. Okay, fuck it, you got an explosion. You can have Mantis people helping with acting because they could instill that emotion into the actor.
It's just like, and now for the debut from a stupidly high Mantis auteur director, and it's just like 2 hours of people literally being puppeted around.
Yes, pretty much.
They open their mouths and someone off camera speaks.
Something almost like, but if you think,
Okay,
like, that
Darren.
would be such a good thing. You can instill the emotion in the actor. It doesn't need to act. He actually feels it.
Jerry, I think you actually just came up with a villain where they're just like this marionette puppeteer.
The director.
Oh god, yes.
Oh god,
wait. No. Here's the thing. Here's the team. The Directors Guild. You've got a Mantis user, a Corpus user, and a Materium user.
Oh.
Who the fuck's fighting the Directors Guild?
Yeah, you can have like some proper like backstreet like red room sort
I
of
was
thing
about
where
to say snuff
yeah.
films.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god,
Oh,
yes.
that's so dark. I
I
love
love
it.
It is.
That's that Vampire the Masquerade shit right there, homie.
Oh well, we're not that far off in terms of morality in Cerulean. Just saying, like it's not that. Considering
It's fine
I'll-
as long as we don't have morality on a scale of 1 to 10.
we don't.
We don't have a moral alignment system in the game.
But
Yes,
I mean,
we do. It's called Our Heart.
well, yes.
Yes, but it's not a
Please,
stat to put
can
on
we
the
cut
character
that
sheet.
out? Please, can we cut that out? That was
10%.
way too cheesy.
Imagine having a heart.
Imagine cutting that out in post.
Fuck,
Yeah,
Carrie,
we
you're
might
right.
we might
I mean, strict terms of service also, I think, acts as a vague guide.
Oh god, yes, no, okay, that it does. It helps with toning down certain things. Even if I have to say, I didn't hold back that much
Hmm.
in terms of role playing. Like Kara and Nano can attest to that.
Oh yeah.
Considering the whole mess I brought them in into Old Town,
Oh, that was fun.
it was.
It brought back memories of the good old days, almost to the point that I could actually access them.
Yeah.
Eh.
Oh, so can I begin the question asking by asking a question?
Yes,
Well,
that sounds like an
yes.
idea.
So, actually, I'm going to need to follow this up immediately with another question.
Sure
But
thing.
first of all, what did the party think about Nanki? Because it just occurred to me, she never actually bothered to ask any of your names.
I'm not surprised,
Mickey,
honestly.
Mickey was astounded by her mere presence. Like, she wanted to buy that person a drink so bad. Like, let me
Oh.
get to know this person.
Jerry, quiet from you for a little while.
I mean, she was the sort of like the crazy recluse that's been a constant part of this city for a bash, so it wasn't really a anything to say. It was quite nice seeing her power in the flesh, but other than that, like
Yeah.
It was amazing seeing someone super competent.
So
I don't get that a lot.
I was super worried about her just like stealing the show for a bit because I'm always terrified of powerful NPCs doing that. But more so specifically with Nanki because Nanki is not a character I made.
She's Jerry's.
She's
Yes.
Jerry's character.
Yeah.
Because I can't do spellcasters to save my fucking life. Yeah, I took a lot of the NPCs now they've got round to getting them in here. I've just ripped wholesale from previous games I've either been in or run, and like either leveled them up or down and chucked them in. Because it's a lot easier.
It is. I agree. I kinda done the same in a way, because I've added a lot of characters I've already written. So I like, yep, like that's perfectly usable for this campaign. So
Yep. Especially because the setting is based off of a book that you've written. So you can just be like, yeah, so this character from the book, I'll just add this in.
yeah.
yeah.
Allow me to fangirl over my own stuff for a moment. So yeah, my second and immediate follow-up question is, Jerry, did I do Nanki well?
I will say yes.
Yeah.
Will definitely considering her character will definitely be this sort like eventually this sort of recluse just helping when it's needed.
I remember she leaned quite heavily into the wands towards the end because she wanted to be a spell slinger.
Yep. If I remember, because okay, Nanki comes from Pathfinder, right? And There's an archetype in Pathfinder that is the Spellslinger, which is basically a gunslinger with spells. You do magic bullets, sort of thing.
Pew,
Only
pew.
that it was really weird, and honestly,
it's
it
very-
wasn't working that much.
No, so I think we just ended up going, okay, just make lots of wands instead.
Yep. Would have done that because at that point,
Mhm.
it's more workable.
Say a level 18 wand worker.
Yes. And hey, look at the bright side. Wands, you can have as many as you want. You don't need spell slots.
Hmm If you've got the time and the resources, and at the point that you've got a demiplane and golems, you've got all the resources you could ever need.
Yeah, exactly. I could just have like 1,000 fucking wands and bag of holding. Think how many spells you can hold in that thing.
No. You don't want a bag of holding. You want a bag of sorting.
Oh damn!
So that
Yes.
you empty all that shit into your bag, but then whatever you're reaching for is always at the top.
Oh god, yes. Perfect. Amazing. I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's somewhere. I'll try to see if I can find the stats for it. Like presented to the party or something. But yes.
Yeah,
I love how fast you sucked that breath in after saying, I'm going to give something to the party.
No, do I want to though? Should I be rewarding this kind of play?
Hey, have we
Should
been
I be
doing things
rewarding this
wrong?
behavior?
You're still all alive, so
So I guess
You
I
say
guess
that,
you
but we
deserve
have had
something.
one death.
Yeah, we did have
Yeah.
one death.
well, why not more?
That's fair as
Because we
well.
don't want to die. That's not fair. Don't reward that kind of
Ju- ju-
streak.
Just look at death, that it's a character development.
Mhm.
I'll
It's
take
the ultimate
undeath.
character
I won't take
development.
death.
I think we've been talking too much about vampire recently, Liam.
Maybe.
So, actually, that's the question. Now that there's been some time since the death in the party, how do people feel like that sort of changed the dynamic? In retrospect, now.
Well, I believe we're learning to trust the new person in the party,
Mhm.
and we never really got to the time to trust Kiva.
Kiva made it very difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kiva was a bit of an interesting addition to a party.
Kara, how would you describe Kiva?
Gremlin. She was neutral
Yeah.
evil. She had her own little quirks.
She wanted to bring about the fairy apocalypse. It's all great.
Yeah, exactly. Just imagine the fairy
Wait.
apocalypse. It would have been great.
And then we had to go and ruin it.
Like the fairies are still going to turn up. The woolen wood still exists, and I'm waiting for the chance to have like some lithe 8-foot tall member of the nobility just like wander out and throw glitter at peasants until they give him food.
Glitter at peasants. Yes, please. I love that idea.
You'll be traveling back and you'll just see some farmer being like chased into a pond by someone throwing fistfuls of glitter.
Wow.
Give me a saucer of milk.
Got the fair interesting.
Hmm?
I said the fair interesting.
Yeah.
Deal makers.
Yeah, they can be fun with deal making.
They are like fucking Jen.
They very much are.
Yeah, technically cannot lie, but they will find every loophole with any ounce of like.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't specify this.
Oh, it's the problem with running the fairies because running the gentry. As soon as you say anything, I'm supposed to know immediately how you fucked up. And this is the sort of stuff that, like, lawyers are paid to do this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, true.
You
God,
know,
I
you,
mean,
you,
I
you
mean,
can always
lawyer-
ask for 5 minutes of break. Just like
After
oh,
every statement.
oh, I have to walk my fish real
Define
quick.
is.
Yeah.
It's fair folk and running gentry stuff like that. It always possesses a unique challenge because, like, really, what you want to do is create a sort of, if you're dealing with something that's powerful, you want to create something that's like you really have to be careful what you say around them, and like that sort of like courtly air to it as well. And you really have to like want to present that to your players so that they can fuck up if they want to, or on.
Yeah, but honestly,
building on top of that.
I think it will be easier when you build up the encounter.
Mm,
Like when you
mhm.
actually overhype the encounter, going, oh yes, remember that they are really fucking like be careful what you say, be careful whatever happens, because
They can nullify your magic with a snap of their fingers, and they can steal your children before you've had them.
yes,
Mhm.
because then once you do that,
And then the party sees them throwing glitter at people.
not only that, I'm mostly thinking of the problem that you're talking about, the whole I need to know immediately when you fucked up when you talk with them.
Mhm.
It gets a lot easier to do when they're getting very careful with their wording, because they're going to go like a lot as well. Like they're gonna go, yes, because so I want specifically this and that, and then you can already parse it because they're parsing them themselves. You can find the little loopholes much easier than you will find them if they talk normally to these people.
The other thing that's mentioned in the Changeling book for New World of Darkness, which specifically deals with this stuff, is like clearly setting out the rules beforehand, or at least letting your players have access to like the rules of court, as it were. So that there's all these like etiquette bits and bobs that sort of create the culture of the space they're moving into, which I think is a really useful tool. Then
Yeah, that
the
too.
Fey Lord can like throw glitter at them and declare that because they're not skeletons, he doesn't have to talk to them.
Like, I've also found talking really slowly helps me give you time to think.
Yeah.
The Fey deal that Kara did in the one-off.
In the one shot, yes. Crystal Cage.
Like, I'll take some of your eyes. I didn't even realize that the third eye was going to be her like third eye until I'd already like started talking. Like, I will take this eye, and oh god, what am I doing? And this eye, and I need to think of something quick. And your third eye will be your third eye.
That was
I'm
evil.
a genius.
That was evil, by the way.
It really was.
And not only that, but you have like you have more like you have as many people helping you along with Fey deals as you do players, because if you will remember, someone's character got presented as a gift for the baby shower.
Yes.
And so you have the character who does not know the rules in game, but knows the rules in real life, because of course I do. Of course I know Fey rules. I'm like, does this count? Does my character have to stay here? Oh my god! And so I'm working on the assumption of real life rules of how the Fey work.
I'm not realizing you're on a like 4-foot pedestal.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Yes.
Yeah, and not realizing that the door that has a lock, the lock is unlocked.
Like, the rest of the party also is a massive help to the GM, because you may not catch anything, but the moment the rest of the party goes, oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what did I say? What did they say?
It's like, what happened? What happened?
What did I miss that I can use against them?
Also-
Not that GMing should be adversarial.
Oh
Also,
no, we're not talking about being adversarial.
But it can be
we're
a
talking
Just
lot
Faye
of
should
fun
be
when you are.
adversarial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
like I think the thing with GMs shouldn't be adversarial is GMs shouldn't always be adversarial. There are definitely moments where you need it. Otherwise, like you've got to make them work for some of the stuff.
Yeah, and I have to say it's fun to screw over a party or screw over some characters when I think the idea should never be how do I kill them? The idea should be how do I make this interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Because once you start asking that idea, that's what I did when Magpie started infiltrating the humanists.
Mm-hmm.
I went, okay,
Uh-huh.
I like this, but how can I screw with this to make things interesting?
Mm-hmm.
The other one is, how can I make the players the heroes that they want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can still fuck that up massively.
Yeah.
Wow, I do not run by any of those rules.
Oh, I think it changes on what system you're running.
Well, I was about to say, I learned how to GM off Call of Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, yeah.
And another thing is there are as many ways to be a GM as there are GMs playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
So much
very
that.
personal.
Like,
And
I
even
think-
then, there's addendum. There are as many ways to GM as there are games.
Mhm.
Like so, a GM has a certain way, but it changes from whichever setting they're playing with as well. So
Mhm.
you have one way, and it
Mhm.
adapts to each campaign and setting you run.
Like I have run a lot of World of Darkness, and I would never run Shattersky or D&D like World of Darkness. And in those times when I have made the mistake of running D&D like World of Darkness, it has been a mistake.
Oh God, I can imagine. Especially if you have. I think it's a mistake if the party doesn't know what to expect. Like if you have a party that expects D&D and you run D&D as World of Darkness, they're like they go in with a whole oh shit, like fun adventures and interesting characters full of magic and stuff, and then blood
suddenly,
everywhere.
okay, you've got orc children. What to?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's also happens annoyingly frequently just in flat World of Darkness. It's like people expect to play World of Darkness like an adventure story.
And it's annoying. It's not annoying, but it's difficult with the gem because each of the splats requires a very different style of jamming. Like with vampire, you run in a very particular way, but like werewolf just doesn't mesh with that. Nor does like changeling, or certainly not mage.
But then again, because it's games that hold on the same mechanics, but on very, very different concepts of
and entirely different themes.
Mhm.
One of the main arguments that I remember reading in, I think it was the Mage Storyteller's Guide, was talking about, yes, you can have a vampire player alongside a mage player. They're all using the same dice and the same mechanics. But it's going to be really hard for a vampire to be reconciling their gradually slipping humanity from them having to steal like bites of food, bits of blood from here and there, to just to keep themselves alive, and like struggling with the internal torment of that, while the Flambeau players go around torching orphanages because they're maybe owned by the technocracy.
Oh, not only that. If you put a vampire in a mage game, it's really easy for a mage to make something that with which the vampire wouldn't have to deal with the struggle anymore. Like shit, you put a vampire with a life even true mage. They just go, oh, you want blood? Here's blood.
No, you can't. You can't do that.
Can't?
But similar sorts of things, like Forces 2, when you just go, okay, you're always in the shadow. Enjoy
Yeah,
perpetual
exactly.
nighttime.
I mean, wouldn't that? Oh, that's interesting. How would paradox work in that case?
Vampires wouldn't count as vampires would not count as witnesses.
Well,
Supernaturals don't tend to, because otherwise you'll like your mage runs up to the werewolf with a wand which fires fireballs and goes aha, and then they like explode into a puff of green smoke and the vague lemon scent. The paradox.
No, but
Vague
what
in a
I'm
sense.
questioning is, if the vampire is constantly in shadows, right?
Mhm.
And then the vampire goes out.
Oh, okay. That's awkward technicals about Paradox that we will never need to get into in this particular stream.
Okay.
Like
good.
that is super specific, nitty gritty details about wonders
I'm
and
sorry.
enchantments. We don't need to go into it here.
I'm sorry. I'm just
See, it's
curious.
things like this that make me believe, hey, we should just have an actual podcast as well.
We should.
This
We
is
really
the
should.
actual
Like,
podcast.
yeah, exactly.
We should do more of this.
This should be a podcast.
This should have Anchor back up.
Yeah, this should be sponsored.
Yeah, this should be sponsored. Absolutely. On that, I absolutely agree.
Oh, sponsored by White
or
Wolf.
at least Patreon backed.
Yeah.
Yeah, or that. We can take that too when we put the page up. Oh, by the way, we're working on the page as well.
Are we simping for ourselves?
It's called
I mean,
self-promotion,
Ozara
Liam.
is.
What? What did I do?
Simp for us. Remember you subscribed.
Yes, I did.
So have I.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But okay,
Thank you.
so
I mean, I have to make sure I get paid somehow, right?
I'm always paying yourself, then fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure the returns on that
I think I
investment
did
are
this
great.
wrong.
Okay, so how many of
Right.
us are subscribed to the channel?
Hi.
Yes.
I
You are
am currently
I
not.
don't have Prime.
I don't have money.
I can subscribe to the channel that I own, or I won't.
Alright, so at least Lily, you said you were subscribed as well?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's 3 of us counting.
Yay!
Wait, how many subscribers do we have?
Do you really want an answer to the question?
No.
Probably 3.
Probably
So,
At
three.
least 3.
how about we try and actually rein this in properly again?
The podcast.
And we will talk about having a podcast on Monday's team meeting.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Okay.
I have a
Agreed.
question for the Sunday cast.
Ooh.
Boy.
Yeah.
We are now aware of at least 2 undead functioning people. One is a barmaid, one works for the mayor. I mean, I would call that functioning.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fair.
Would anybody in the party consider bringing Kiva back?
I mean, players in the
Ooh.
party, yes. No, not players in the party, characters in the party, yes. Players. Now that we know about the fairy,
Kiva's endgame, yes.
yeah, here's a game.
I'm sorry. It seems that Cat Sith is out of the
I'm
back.
sorry, y'all didn't know about Kiva's endgame?
Oh no, we
They
knew
weren't
about
being
it, but it's
subtle
like
about
knowing
it.
about that and just going like, are we sure we want this? Seems like the plane is a tad bit safer.
I mean,
Without our
you
level
never
of known
know.
baby.
What if the party tries and they can't because someone already did?
Oh damn.
Ooh.
Oh damn. Oh that's.
Also, I would like to say, Mickey will never admit this, but they are glad not to have to babysit anymore.
Fired.
I mean,
Also, side note
Sorry,
on that,
guys.
we have met 2 undead people. Evil? Yes? No? What are we standing on?
Barmaid, evil, questionable. Harold's fine. I play cards with Harold. Harold's good. Harold's vibing. I play cards with him.
Oh,
We meet every Sunday for bridge.
you're the sort of bitch when the herald's gonna kill someone is gonna go. They always look like such a good person. I never would have suspected.
no, Jerry, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like in Shaun of the Dead when he just has Harold chained up. Well, him being rabid undead. Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah, Harold
yes.
goes into
Still
Harold
play the
goes into
cards.
timeout.
That's not where I went. Where my mind went when you said just like Shaun of the Dead. I was just picturing a naked Harold and like Moxie going "fuck a doodle do."
But why Moxie? That's a different system.
That's a different campaign.
It's Mickey.
Mickey. God damn it! Why are all your character names like broadly the same?
Well, not Panda.
To raise confusion for you.
Yes. I hate it.
Yeah, Liam, this is a complete conspiracy just to target you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is similar is that they all have 5 letters in their first name.
Oh my god, we cracked the code. All
God,
5
I
letters.
swear, it's almost as bad as having like the name Azaru and everything.
Oh damn.
The smack talk.
Don't want to attack her for
We
that.
don't want it to domestic on stream, like, come on.
I'm sorry, Linkit.
I'm
Do we need to
sorry that
abuse
there
each
was
other?
an NPC that you met once that has a similar name to a character I'm actually playing.
Was that Mr. Tick?
There's no Mr. Dick. You don't- Dick.
Mr. Tick Dick.
It's Mr. Teak. It's a completely
I
different
am-
person.
I have a question for a Sunday for a Sunday group as well.
People love Sunday.
So
Let's go.
I think it's because I'm actually Corpus Mentis right now.
so all your characters come from an adventuring background, right? Like they were adventurers and then they settled down. Well, not your new one, if I'm not wrong.
Not my new one, yeah. My new one was a guardsman.
Yeah.
She leveled up the hard way. Oh, it's he, isn't it? It's Bashra.
It's he, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he had 129 years for that.
Damn. That's a long ass training.
That's about how long it takes to get to level 5, not the normal way.
That's a lot of rats having to be dealt with in basements for the citizens. Eventually, I will reach level 5.
Well,
Okay,
done
back to the
capitalism.
question.
It works
Yes.
really well.
Yeah, back to the question. Now you're being roped into this whole thing when the age of adventuring was supposed to be over. How do your characters feel about that? Like, is it just, oh god, not this again? Is it, oh shit, I can finally use my skills? Like, this feels like the old times.
You know, I think Mickey has been suffering with a form of PTSD for a long time, and being away from adventuring really hasn't helped that. So re-immersing themselves in the life is like is doing better than them for them.
It's what they know, yes. Sort of. Oh god, that sounds a lot like War Vats. Like, you can't adjust, and being back in it is just.
Wow!
It's
almost like I base Mickey around family members.
Oh.
Almost everyone in my dad's side of the family is a war vet.
Oh god, I got it.
Rest in peace, Uncle Anthony.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. What about the rest of them?
Next?
I don't think Nick's very happy about it. he feels like, all right, I did I did my adventuring stint because that was the only time, like, this is the only thing at the time that I could do to make money, but now I've finally found a place to live and I've settled down. I finally have an actual form of income that doesn't require combat, and now I'm having to put my life on the line now that I have a kid on the way. He's not happy about it.
And Don, what about your character?
Grace. I don't know. Grace is a very practical person.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, practicality tells her that she is making a lot more money as an adventurer than she was as a tanner, with her equipment being stolen once in a while. Did she miss it? No, I don't think she did.
Okay.
It's more of she still has not quite found her place in the world, so to speak. So she's still trying to find that, going about doing what she can. I'm trying to figure out how to answer this without giving backstory spoilers.
You can always say, you can always just stop and say, "These will be spoilers for my character," and just leave it there. Don't worry.
Let's just say that adventuring is all fine and good as long as it stays practical.
Oh, okay. It's sort of as long as
When
it.
something stops serving its purpose, she stops investing in it.
I see. Before I go with the next question that I had, I think Lily was asking something.
Oh no, it's alright. The moment's passed. Don't worry about it. It was sort of like a lead on to something that someone said, but
Oh, okay. So this one is for Kara's new character.
Oh boy.
So you say that it had 109 years of well, not training, but basically it trained for a long time. It worked in the guard. Was his family ever talking about the age of adventure? Does he have sort of an idealistic view of that life, or
He has some memories, since what Link has said is that the age of adventuring only like stopped or something like that about 100 years ago.
It's one of those things that, like, it's hard to, like, when did the Roman Empire collapse?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like as a kid, he sort of remembers some of the higher, so to say, higher times during the Age of Adventuring. It's not like he wants to do it. He has some like nice memories of it, but nothing that would make him explicitly want to become an adventurer.
Does he feel anything along the lines of, like, I didn't want to be an adventurer, but now that I'm not allowed to?
Yeah, he does feel a little bit, and one of his brothers feels even more like that. The bard who just roams around somewhere. But yeah, like, it's now that it's not allowed, it's sort of might try that type of thing.
Sweet.
Okay.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Pre.
Don't
It
know what
seems like
noises
all
we're
the
making
questions have
there.
been
I
for
tried to say
Sunday.
sweet, but my voice broke for some reason.
Yeah, and
Aw.
I
Aw.
tried to like reenact that.
Tweet.
Sweet.
Speaking of characters feeling, Mr. Tick,
Mm?
Lemuria is getting some interesting developments lately.
Yes.
How does Lemuria feel about this whole thing?
So, yeah, he's massively enjoying it because he feels like he's actually like getting somewhere.
Oh,
I'm, even though I've been complaining about not having not doing anything about it for months. I don't want to overshadow the party at the same time, so I'm having anxiety over it.
oh.
If it puts you at ease, we're all living for you getting your.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You're still gonna go through that.
All being
by
the
way.
first magically awakened robot.
Well, we're gonna have to talk about that because I know how it's gonna work eventually. So
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll have a
Yeah,
talk. We'll
well.
see if we'll see. It probably won't work like that, but we'll see.
oh. And how about like now that you can see the paths converging, how is Magpie feeling about this whole thing?
Weird. Anxious, yes.
Oh,
I mean, the guy didn't kill her, so that's something.
it's a start. It's a start.
Start,
It's
exactly.
It's always a nice way to, you know,
to start a conversation, not killing each other.
Yeah.
Didn't
That is
beat
a
boot that
start.
ass. You the motherfucker.
He seems like an interesting person. From New York.
Mhm.
From New York. Excuse me, what? New York? Is still existing?
The city.
Yeah. I'm
Oh, yeah,
I'm
New York
curious
still
where that's
exists.
gonna go towards.
Yeah,
New York is the city that
yeah.
never sleeps. You thought New York was gonna go down first? Bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
New York is the city that really.
Giant spiders the size of half a person with like spitting acid and poison turn up.
Oh yeah.
New York's too hostile for that shit.
Yeah, New York is. These motherfuckers go hard.
Hey,
gotta
I'm
go.
walking here.
Oh,
Please
this is
no.
terrible.
Like, don't do accents.
I don't either. I try, but I don't.
No, I generally dislike that Italian American accent for some reason. I don't know. That New York Italian American one.
Hey.
I do for a simple reason. So, little thing about Italian American accent, right? Like the one you hear everywhere. It's not Italian. It's Southern Italian. That's
It is very distinctly Sicilian.
It's exactly no. It's that's exactly it. Like every time you think of Italy or outside the country, it's always with this accent. But this accent doesn't take into account that there are other places in Italy than Sicily and Naples. So, as a representative of the northeastern side of it, I kind of hate that.
I can respect that. You get that with Irish as well. Like, my native accent is not either the very like I'm so excited like Northern Irish that you should not mistake with Southern Irish. Or the Limerick Dublin like, oh hello now, isn't it lovely? Everything's exciting.
Oh, good.
You know, I'm.
Artemis Fowl was trash.
Oh, don't even start.
Oh
no,
Jesus,
no.
Artemis
Okay,
Fowl was fucking
the
trash.
movie
Yes,
was
the movie.
trash. The book series is very good.
The movie
The
was
book
trash.
is amazing.
The
The
books
books-
are amazing.
The
I
TV
love the
series,
books.
like
I
died inside.
I had the privilege of seeing Owen Colfer in Hey on Wye Book Festival,
Ooh.
Oh my god, legend.
and it was just like an hour of him doing stand-up comedy. It was
Oh
brilliant.
God.
He's a very funny man.
I didn't know I could love a man anymore.
And he gave me the book writing advice that I hold and I've remembered to this day as possibly the best writer's advice ever.
Which is?
So someone in the audience asks him, "So where do you get your ideas?" He said, "I get asked that a lot." So what I do is I have this little book, this little journal, little blank notebook, and I take it with me whenever I go out of the house. And I go to the house and I go for a walk. And then I stop outside Stephen King's house and I rummage through his paper disposal.
Oh,
And that's where my ideas come from.
Yes, that's.
that's
great.
amazing. I love it.
I'll never tell.
And
No,
that would make you competition, like
Mm.
I
Mm.
I always love I read only to my eternal shame. I managed to read only one book of Artemis Fowl, which is the second. But it stuck with me a lot because
So good.
it's such a mature story for the audience.
Mm.
Like
And it
it's
treats
so
it
well
like-
done.
and that's
It's a young adult novel that treats the audience like what they are, young adults.
Yeah,
Like,
Mhm.
yes, they're young, but they have the ability to recognize like a bunch
mean,
of different things.
sure, it has its little trappings, like the whole gross humor of the dwarves and everything, right?
Mhm.
Because they eat the earth and then it just comes out softer and they do the tunnels like that. And I'm like, okay,
which
fine.
we did not need visual representation of.
We didn't. We really
We did
didn't.
not need it rendered in full
4K.
damn, I caught this in
4K,
4K.
We didn't need the movie to begin with, honestly. But
I'm
Yo,
not
we needed the
averse to
movie.
it,
We didn't
the
need the
idea
movie
of an
this
Artemis
way.
Fowl movie.
I
oh, me
think it'd be
neither.
better as a TV series, honestly. That's my
Yeah,
hot take.
probably.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
God, it would actually lend itself really well to a Disney like
Mhm.
TV series.
Oh no, don't let Disney touch it, please.
Oh, wait. If we're talking about Disney, I'm sorry, but I have to say it. The Owl House is fucking great, and everyone should watch it.
hmm
It's
yes, it's
so
amazing.
good.
Wonderful. Have we maybe now diverted far from the topic again?
We have, yes. So
should
back
have a
to
Wait,
it.
podcast.
accents. Italian
Accent.
people are actually all
Yeah.
from the south.
Yeah, and how if you're Irish, you're either from Dublin or you're from Northern Ireland. Maybe Limerick if you're like Dara O'Brien.
If you're actually from Italy, you're all hey, K,
Mhm.
parole senza senso.
Mhm.
Hey.
Oh god, it's one of the reasons they never managed to play Mario that much. It's just no.
It's a me.
I had no idea that Mario had those sounds until like I think last year or the year before, because the Mario I played was on the SNES and it didn't have any like dub on it.
Oh yeah, it's just woohoo or something like that.
Yeah,
Nothing
which
else.
is okay.
Which is the only accurate depiction of Northern Italians. They're just going about their days.
Oh god.
When they say when you're learning Italian, you've got to get the accent right and the rest will follow, that's what they're talking about?
You basically got to speak constantly like you're trying to save the Mushroom Kingdom.
It's a very lyrical language, you know.
Okay, first we shit talk the French, now the Italians. What have
It's
we
fine, we've
devolved
got an
into?
Italian in court. The
I was
French
talking
we just had
Italian
to
to
make a
make it
blanket
okay.
apology.
If it helps for the sake of solidarity, something alcoholism, something car bomb, something diddly day, Liam
Cheap
cheats.
shaggers.
Yeah, there we go.
Aren't those the Scottish?
Yeah.
I think as far as England's concerned, anyone who isn't from London is a sheep shagger.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
probably.
fair.
So our questions. So apparently, I had listened to the last Dragonthorn and Lyrium episode. I'm gonna have to listen it again because I had to do a number of things. I just uploaded it and primed it, so I listened when it went live. But we're missing Kamnar. So Gwilyn,
We're not just missing Kemner.
Gwilyn,
Tekla.
Considering the question.
we are. How do you feel about being bestowed such an important thing?
What, Kemner's tits?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing where I think in character he's just going, it's not my place to judge.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like that's where it ends for Gwillem. He goes,
I'm gonna keep
"Right,
on saying
that
why,
was
because
unexpected. It took me left of field, but I'm not allowed to have any strong opinions of it one way or another."
That's champ shit.
That's weirdly probably the most accurate representation of a lot of Welsh people I know. Have come across. I mean that with love.
I know, but yeah, it's just like, okay, I guess I need to keep respecting his pronouns. Nothing strange there.
yeah, makes sense.
The only thing he's curious about is, okay, but why did he show me?
Wasn't it like, if I remember correctly, there wasn't really an option like.
it
No,
was
there was a
in
big
fate,
option.
so-
He had no reason to reveal anything to me.
No, but if I remember, you've seen them in the fade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why were they showing to be in the fade?
Oh, okay.
I was just standing there trying to avoid a demon, and suddenly tits happened. I mean, I appreciate it, but why?
Suddenly tits out.
Suddenly
Oh,
tits.
Hannah,
Yeah.
how does it feel to have your adopted son all the way away on Mars?
Fuck. It feels like last month. Month before last. That's what it feels like. And this is when Panda realizes, hey, I was a lot sadder then.
He got over it quick.
Second kind of follow-up question on that.
Mm-hmm.
How... I'm trying to think of phrasing. The way you interacted with Dennis as your son. How much of that do you think is a counter reaction to how your mom treats you?
oh.
I think it's less accountable to what their mom treated them as. It's more, my mom taught me how to do this wrong. My father told me how to do this better. I will proceed to do better. It gave him what I couldn't get after my dad died. Hello?
Oh,
We can hear you.
hello.
Okay.
It's me.
Oh,
We
We
lost
lost
someone. Though.
Lee.
people
We did?
bleeping out. We lost Lee.
Was
Blip,
I bleeping out?
No, you
No,
weren't.
not you. Who
Okay.
blip looped out? Oh, Lee blip looped out for
Yeah,
once.
that's what I was saying. Lee bleeped out.
Huh.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, that's my answer. And I'm sticking to it.
All right. How's Nano enjoying Mars?
Well, it turns out that there is quite a lot of jobs on Mars if you don't need to breed.
Yep.
Hmm.
So
You're a
she's
slave
having
to the system, Nano.
Sounds
Which-
uncomfy.
she's finding jobs very, very easily.
Mm-hmm.
She has sort of reverted to full-on nanny wardroid, and I don't think Dennis has ever had to deal with homework as intensely as he has to do right now.
No.
I mean, considering what it was doing before becoming Panda's son, no, it does. He's clearly having a lot more homework than he used to.
Yo, but he's a genius at math.
Not only that, I think he's gonna be quite happy to have normalcy. You know, after living
Normalcy.
3 years in Old Town.
Another benefit of Mars is that the city has been completely constructed thoughtfully.
Mhm.
It did not grow naturally. People actually planned for shit, which means that the public transportation is amazing. I saved so much time not needing to walk everywhere.
It is, I can attest to that.
Yeah,
I
it
imagine that
is
is real life.
amazing. Outside of the dome, firing shotguns is a bit awkward though.
As you think it would on another planet. We're
So
the
that is
gravity.
getting used to.
Well, actually, never mind the gravity. It's like a lack of air.
Mhm.
Yes, outside of the dome, firing guns, quite weird. Inside of the dome, you have to be very careful where you point it.
Yep.
Hmm.
To that extent, honestly, they thought about that. So it can take normal bullets, just
Yeah,
not too many.
yes, it definitely can.
But it
But you
shouldn't.
don't want to know how many news reports of like the rubber bullet effect this dome
Mhm.
has caused already.
Oh god, yes.
It's no matter how many bullets it can take, there is still a severe concern about sudden onset bends occurring.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yo, just wait for the guy that's like, you know what? I want to fuck us all up and start just blowtorching the glass.
Hmm. What it's
I
going to
think
take
it's
is
more
one death
acrylic
cult.
than actual glass, though. But sure.
So I'm gonna have to head off in like 10 minutes.
All right.
Apologies for that, but is there
We're-
anything
we're
anyone
getting
wants?
to a...
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, is there anything anyone wants to like poke me about while I'm still here? Sweet. All right, carry on.
I'm going through my mental checklist. Give me a
Yeah, me
second.
too.
It's all right. There'll be other status Spritas.
Oh god, yes.
Going to make sure you eat. Been hydrating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
Make
got
sure
my
you
bottle of
hydrate,
water.
guys.
I've got my big
Good.
old rosy bottle that has been spotted in many a stream recently.
Except for ours, because you never have your cam on when we're doing Cerulean.
That's because it's still too late.
No,
The lighting is terrible right now.
No, well, look at my fucking lighting.
Yeah, I don't
Jesus.
have any like forward-facing light source.
Me neither.
Oh.
Your
Sucks
monitor.
to be you. Yeah, my monitor's a good few feet away from me, though.
Liam has one of those annoyingly healthy computer setups.
Ah, okay.
Oh dear.
So he doesn't
I'm always
sit
looking
like
up
a
at it, and I
shrimp.
got a massive desk.
Mm.
Mr.
Lovely desk.
Cheek, I do have a question for you.
You do?
Yes. You are at a funny crossroad of not knowing any of the Dragonthorn and Lyrium lore, but you have GM experience.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would be behind that barricade in the refinery?
The refinery.
Oh god, yes.
Because we've got movement.
So, if I was going to put something behind there, and understand, as we were saying, every GM is different, and I am not Kara, I would make sure that no matter what you did, you would always be just behind something colossally large and completely uninterested in you. So I don't know what like sort of things you get in like in the deeps or like, anything in Dragon Age. But I'm picturing something like, well, what I'm actually picturing is like a little bloody the slide whistle mice clangers. I'm picturing like a 20-foot tall clanger.
Manga?
Clanger.
Manga?
That's a very British cultural.
It's the most British thing ever, but like
Yeah.
that's what I'm picturing. Just like slowly dragging its feet along through the like caves, possibly on some sort of weird quest that we will never ever know or understand.
The weird thing is, as for me, I would have expected actually like Lyrium crazy dwarves, which shouldn't happen. But apparently here it happened for some reason. I would have gone with that one. So I guess this goes to show, as you said, as we said, very different ideas for every GM, and I love it. What about speaking of questions? What about you, Linkis? Any questions for the?
Like it's already been asked, sort of like, what's the party's opinion on the undead?
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to have to know roughly what the party's opinions are on the whole undead ping evil thing. Because no matter how you stick it, Sir Harold will ping evil if you ping him.
Oh.
Ping evil? What do you mean?
Well, he's a negative
yeah.
energy undead.
Hmm.
Basically, you would like whatever you do, like whatever personality this person has, when you do detect alignment, they will always get evil as a result.
Hmm.
Their existence is evil. That doesn't mean they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically yes, but oh fuck, I can't answer this one because I'm not in the party, so I'll let the party handle it.
Like, it's a complicated question.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's a
That's the
complicated
most
question,
basic
but
answer I could give
one
you.
I feel is very important because so far we in the party have managed to skirt around the questions of D&D's objective morality system, and the fact that
I think it's a flaw with the basics of the spellcraft that makes undead, not the undead that are spawned from it. Like,
Okay.
there's
And I mean, it's not like
something
we're averse
that
to anything
decides-
because Chira has confirmed that that Kiva was it chaotic evil?
Neutral
Love.
evil.
Neutral evil. Yeah.
Neutral evil.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just pure evil.
Yeah,
Right.
just pure evil. But like evil can come in many different like forms.
In Kara's sense, I think it was more just self-serving.
Yeah.
So this raises the question: do you think then that there is such a thing as ethical necromancy?
Oh, definitely. Just ask the Navarans in Dragon Age.
Mm.
The flesh has
think
already
so.
served its purpose, so why could they not serve in death as well?
Hmm.
That's probably similar to how Guild Wars made necromancy.
Yeah.
Because you
I
do
think
have
with Guild
servants of
Wars,
Rent that use that. Like, go, you want to talk with your family? Here.
Yeah,
I think in
definitely.
both cases, to some extent, there are questions of, with Guild Wars especially, there's still the soul that's sort of implied to still be handing around, and
Yeah.
it's mostly because that's inherited from Guild Wars 1, but with D&D specifically,
Well,
if it's just bone animation, then sure, but
it doesn't
also...
help that certainly when I was playing Guild Wars and as a necromancer in Guild Wars, and for that matter, necromancy in D&D, it does tend to lean a little heavily on the poisons and sapping of energy. And
Oh yeah.
Hey,
definitely.
you want to
Yeah.
heal people, you need to know what kills them.
That's true.
Jerry, I was a pure debuff build. I could kill people just by being nearby.
Yeah, I know, but still.
I had a lovely little button, two buttons I could press that would give them every possible debuff, and another one to give it to every one of their friends.
I know
But
this is...
still, it's a matter of why are you doing it? Are you doing it for a good reason? Are you doing it for a bad reason?
That is very
Like-
Machiavellian.
The
The
only
unjustified
thing that
means
can
and
kill
all
a
that.
bad necromancer with evil magic is a good necromancer with evil magic.
I'm sorry. What I'm saying is, okay, let's look at it this way, right? You make a mage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make him, you make them lawful good, like the goodest person you could have
He's the
around,
goodest boy.
the goodest boy. If they find bandits, and they go, I use acid splash.
Okay, if I was running, you know exactly where we're going with Acid Splash.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was running
know.
a particular game, and I am running a particular game, if, for example, say Grace decided to cast Acid Splash on one of the guards to help get away, I would have it be a horrible, harrowing experience as the guard's
That's what
face
I'm
starts
saying.
melting. And even though it's only like 5 points of damage, it's still motherfucking acid.
It's acid. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have like a mage in D&D throws fire like nothing. How do you if we want to go that route? How do you explain that with alignments?
The D&D multiverse is inherently violent.
It is, but at that point, you can't condone necromancy if it's done for the same reasons.
No, that's true. That's fair.
Also,
What I want to see is the like low level, like level 0 and 1 spells that are all like sweep the house, or like get me a fish,
Well,
summon
yeah.
dinner.
I mean, hell, if we want to talk about that, unseen servant could be considered evil.
Well, it is a little voyeuristic.
Not really. I'm talking about subserving someone from another plane.
Is that what the unseen servant is?
I mean, it's slavery, my dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the entire summoner class. God damn it, Laura, you're evil.
Of course I am.
With all the acid splashes and summoning creatures, you monster.
Did I ever claim otherwise?
Nah, Grace is a little bit of an evil. Like she's Black Horse.
Yeah, it kind of shows.
Anyway, I've got to head off.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for inviting me for the call, and I'll see most of you tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
Yes. Please, guys, can we plan for that later? It feels like I'm the only one that said shit about it.
It won't save you. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
You heard it here first, chat. Heard it here
Yeah.
first, chat.
Yeah.
Tune
You
in
heard it here
tomorrow to
first.
see exciting things that could not be saved by planning.
Tune in tomorrow for TPK.
Not that I'm not gonna try to save us. So these motherfuckers don't want to.
I feel like you guys
Whew.
pulled. I think you guys have pulled, bigger cats out of the bag, as it were.
Yes. But we had at
I think
least
you
some
got this.
semblance of a plan.
As long as yeah, I think you got this. As long as you've, have
I
a
mean,
chance to think about it.
well, I have to
Yeah.
say, you guys handle things really well. For like, I've seen a lot of strategy in what you guys did. Not always successful, not always good, but I've seen strategy, so that's a good start.
Mr. Teak has told me before about how he's quite proud of how well you guys are doing. So he might not say that out loud, but you should take that in.
Yes.
It's an attempt. And there will always be an attempt as long as I'm alive.
It's
dead.
one of those struggles where you
Or
have
dead.
to like either go for strategy or RP sometimes.
All right. Any other questions?
I repeat, what the fuck are y'all gonna do?
What do you mean?
I will
We've been
continue
handed something
being.
in the war room.
I'm gonna continue being the parry wall.
Okay.
That worked out well the last time, so.
That's as much as you can do, yeah. We should probably
Oh
thank
god.
them.
You went full Dark Soul build.
Oh yeah, full defense. I've done some full defense and.
Okay, so is that a good place to end the thing?
If no one has any other questions, I will say we can do some.
Oh, I have one more.
Okay.
Okay.
Lee,
Yes.
how is Balto finding working with the team?
I think she's handling it a lot better than she thought she was going to, especially with the first introduction. I think because of the mess that was the barbecue, she expected it to be a challenge mentally and emotionally of just being like, oh, I'm gonna have to look over my shoulder because I don't know if someone's gonna pull a gun on me or I don't know what's gonna happen. And then she's slowly but surely just going, okay, no, I can trust these people.
Aww.
Like they're cool.
We're cool.
And
We're
I think,
bro.
and I think if Nano had stayed, she would also have extended that thought to her as well. It would have turned from why the hell is this android pointing a gun at me to okay, now I see why she pointed a gun
That was
at me.
actual reasoning, yes.
Yeah, and she would have definitely grown to have trusted Nano as well had she still been in the party.
All
I
right.
see.
Anyone else has any other questions?
I'm just
I am
curious how much
for
of
you.
the robot shop Magpie has raided by now. Is there still anything left in that building?
I don't think she have raided much of it, to be honest, just yet.
There's not much to raid, really. Like, it's mostly broken parts and toys.
But the tools, man, the tools.
Oh, the
High
tools.
quality tools.
They might be a bit outdated at this point. Tech moves fast, yo.
Tech moves fast, yo.
Yeah, but if it's used for
That's
mechanics,
it.
anything is good. Still, the best
Yeah,
fixing
that's true.
stuff is duct tape. I would expect.
Goddamn right.
Can't move past duct tape.
Goddamn right.
Duct tape is an essential part of any engineer's tool belt.
Yep,
Exactly.
agreed.
There's a character for someone to make in Cerulean Springs. Duct tape engineer.
I
Oh
actually
god.
I actually have a roll of duct tape that I can wear as a bangle, like a bracelet type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Lovely.
Great.
Honestly, I see the duct tape engineer as a sort of ritualist
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
just does this without knowing they're doing magic
Mm-hmm.
and just repairing shit.
Accidental sigils.
Yeah,
But yeah, like,
something like that. Like,
yeah,
oh,
another
I'm gonna
thing.
have to put this pattern of duct tape on so it works better, and it actually works better.
Oh
And
god.
like,
It wants to eat your heart out.
I've mentioned at some point that I've had to duct tape my bumper back onto my car.
Yeah.
Oh, duct tape and zip ties. Zip ties, because the duct tape didn't stick with the bumper, but the zip ties did.
Mhm.
They're
Oh.
called components.
But I think there's definitely a space for like duct tape and zip ties and magic.
Oh god, yes.
Definitely.
I imagine like a duct tape summoner. Like in high school, we actually had an art project for which we done a human figure out of crushed plastic bottles and duct tape. Dress it up and
Ooh.
everything.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, a little plastic duct tape golem.
Oh, it wasn't little. It was life size, as well.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm just picturing this golem just, hulking towards the person, raising one translucent arm, going. Boom.
Yeah, just like the empty bottle noise. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, if Lily, do you have any questions for the various crews?
Well, it's sort of a lot of the questions that I come up with every time tend to get asked by you guys to yourselves. I I'm pretty much covered at the moment. Like, and it doesn't help that I'm a little behind catching up with a lot of the stuff. So
Oh yeah, don't worry, it's understandable.
Lily, would you mind if I asked you a question?
shoot, I'm here.
What kind of, if you were to be dropped into Cerulean Springs by full session or for a one shot, what kind of character would you make?
Ooh.
So I've for a long time had a lot of interest in the individuals who go through the sort of pre event uh ruins and that sort of things, like the people who go hunt for old tech and that sort of stuff.
Mm.
And I've always sort of battered around an idea of playing someone who's a bit of a ruin diver. Sort of like a sci-fi take on a ranger or something like that. Where, maybe there's some robotics in there, maybe there's some technology, there's probably some drones, but there's also like rifles and stealth and, a lot of that sort of thing.
Mm.
Probably what I'd be looking for. And they might be, I don't know. I'd have to think. I'd have to have a long think on it. I've been batting around ideas, but that's sort of the direction that I'd look to go.
I like it. And well, they're lately gonna go. Since we're talking about ruins, I'm setting up the party to go explore some ruins. I have, as we anticipated sometimes in State of Sprita, like I think last time. Uh, at the moment, I want to showcase even how the system goes in dungeon crawling situations. So I have this thing planned with them going through these ruins, like going through these tunnels, because during the main campaign, you probably got that. They had to clear this archaeological area. Well, people went into the archaeological area now. but he didn't come back. So we went,
boy.
you know what? Might send people a bit more expendables than technicians. Sounds like a better plan.
Who do we have on call?
So yeah.
Yeah. It's a part of SC's sort of appeal is that you can have your fun like cyberpunk in-depth settings, but beyond most of the settlements, there's like that wild outland that's would have to have been left, and that's part of the appeal because you can sort of, if you want to go dungeon crawl, you can go dungeon crawl. If you want to like
Yes.
go do like survivalist stuff, you can do that with the benefit of having like technology and all that other stuff to your hands.
Or even better, have characters used to the technology
Mm-hmm,
and leave them without it,
mm-hmm,
like without
mm-hmm,
most
mm-hmm.
of it, and see how they fare with just the skills that they have. You can still do things like if I will say this, right? If you have mechanical engineering and you are in this survival situation, you could make traps. It might be wood, it might be twine, but you can make it. Want salvage metal scraps from an abandoned mine? Fucking do it. You can use it.
You know, there's lots of other abandoned buildings about. So if you're techies, there's like technology you can go find and jury rig and desperately attempt to like maybe set up some sort of cell signal or something similar. You know,
Uh-huh.
that's one of my favorite things about the setting is that it's got these options, as it were. Like it can go in all sorts of interesting places.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Equally,
so proud.
you could probably run quite a really funky game where it's just set in like a tenement building.
Ooh.
Like something really low level, really roleplay focused, really like kitchen sink. Like there's lots of awesome options with it.
Ooh. I'm intrigued.
Like a gang coming round maybe to. I am just spitballing at the moment, but it's like you're dealing with the fact that a gang is trying to come into muscle for like protection money or something like that, and you just
Yes.
happen to be playing the neighbors who give a shit.
Yes, no, absolutely. It could be perfectly doable.
Mhm.
What if you are the gang?
Ooh,
Exactly,
that
that's the
too.
other option. Yeah, like how to get your underground like criminal empire started from you and your friends to
While owning parts of town,
to
aside from
being
your dad in Old Town, making
being
deals.
being legitimate businessmen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then you have to tear it all down because fate said so.
Mm.
All right.
For like Breaking Bad stuff.
Oh God, yes.
That'd be awesome.
Right,
Oh
proper.
God.
Hmm.
Breaking Bad, Cerulean Springs edition, making alchemical drugs, highly addictive.
Hey. Panda didn't talk about that. Which I will say is something we did talk about when Panda was asking about, when Dennis was asking about alchemy.
All right then. Shoutouts and then dinner. What do you think?
Yeah?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. So, you guys start. I'm gonna then wrap it up.
Okay. I've been Maud. Thank you, freelancers, for coming by and watching this State of Sprita. We didn't really recap much, but hopefully we gave you something you came for. Next.
I've been Lily. I'm Scarlet Dulcinea online, and I'm still looking for players to come join me, playing in a swashbuckling steampunk adventure. called Shatter Sky. Just come find me on Discord, and there's also a channel on the Sprita Discord channel, which if you're not a part of, you totally should be.
Yes.
Nice shield, nice shield, nice shield.
It's what I do best.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. All the shilling.
So if you're a sponsor, just on the random off chance, sponsor us.
Yep.
Sponsor us.
Mhm.
Burger King?
I will claim to like anything for money.
Next.
Well, not anything. I won't like racism for money.
Very true.
Yeah, I know.
Anything
like-
reasonable for money.
Yeah.
yeah,
We
exactly.
do not
Like,
stand the Proud Boys.
No, we do not.
Fuck them.
especially because they have nothing to be proud of.
Yeah, who's next?
Fine.
So, who's next on the shoutouts? Lee?
Hello everyone. I am Lee. I have not been Balto this session. I have just been myself, but normally on every other Saturday, I play Regina Balto Ald, and then tomorrow I will be playing Felanus Nyx Silvertongue. Hopefully not for the last time.
It's crossed.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
You've read in the chat.
I am warning everyone who plays with me. At the first sign of trouble, I am running.
I'm right there
Yeah.
with you. Fuck the mayor.
So this is why they're not planning. Yes, I'm going to be on their ass about that all day.
I am with team planning.
Yeah, me too.
Mod, I am more than happy to plan, but not during an actual live stream that we are supposed to be doing other things on.
Oh no, I meant
Yeah.
before. I'm not talking about on live stream. No.
Dom.
Who's next? I think that's
Yep, done.
I am done. I do not exist outside of the Pockets dimension that is Sprita Studios, so please come join me in my internal prison.
Come join us. You will never leave.
Indeed.
lots of fun.
Because
I
you'll love it
promise.
too much.
And I was Chair Fox, and see you tomorrow.
And with that, I've been Jerry. Thank you for coming. As we said, Shatter Sky is still looking for players. So if you are not on the server, get on the server, and you can get a spot on that. Tomorrow we're gonna have the Samurai Star as usual, our brunch time D&D, which is gonna be at 2 p.m. Central European Standard Time. And we'll see you around. Thank you all for coming, and bye.
Bye.
Why?